Welcome to the Arizona Pickleball League podcast, presented by Jigsaw Health. And now, your hosts, Danny Jensen and the Orchard Security Guy.
What is up, Arizona Pickleball family? Patrick Sullivan Jr. sitting in today for Danny Jensen. OSG, how was your weekend?
Weekend was great. We had a great golf tournament yesterday I watched. And
What was that tournament?
The Masters.
Oh, I've heard of that.
The Masters, Augusta, Georgia.
Tradition unlike
no other. But I did run over to Mike Wells. He's providing the food.
Oh.
For this next Tuesday, and we're going with some pasta.
Mm.
And I was a little concerned. I just wanted to make sure what kind of pasta we were having. Looks like we're going to do rigatoni and fettuccine. Now, I was a little worried because the rigatoni is a little thicker, a little, bigger noodle, and I was wondering, is that going to cook as fast as the fettuccine? So I'm used to just, you throw it up against the wall, it sticks, it's good.
Well, you can't do that with a rigatoni.
You can't do that with rigatoni.
It's a cylindrical noodle.
And as I tested, both are right at 12 minutes.
Really?
12 minutes. And that, of course, is at 100 degrees Celsius or 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That those boiling water, that those will be ready. So when I did smash, kind of obviously couldn't throw that against the wall, but I would smash it, use my micrometer to measure to make sure that that was in the parameters that we need. So
how many micrometers was it?
It like when it's fully done, right at the 12-minute mark, we're right at about 2.76 was about the average.
Okay.
So we're excited to have him. I think it's going to be really good. And obviously some meatballs and stuff too with that. So,
well, folks. Welcome to the Arizona Pickleball League podcast. We are episode number 10, pregame week number 4. With us today, the general manager of the Tempe Tornadoes. Give it up for Matt Staggers. That's a golf clap. That's the golf clap.
Yeah.
That's nice. Staggers, how you feeling today?
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to have your team. What is...
Yeah.
This is... you guys have been off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, a month.
A month.
Yeah. Spring break, we called it.
Spring break, a month-long spring break. That's
and we're playing 3 of the next 4 weeks, though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what's the haps on the group chat of the Tempe Tornadoes right now?
Oh, it's happening right now. There's a lot going on. We lost the last time we played these guys, so.
Wait, which guys are we talking about?
The Scorchers, Scottsdale Scorchers.
All right, let's recap for the Arizona Pickleball family. On Tuesday, January 31st, after things had, we pivoted. When at the 11th hour, we could not host the event that we were planning to host. Instead, we created 2 teams, the Scottsdale Scorchers and the Tempe Tornadoes. And those teams, those 8 players, put on a phenomenal preseason, if you will, event. They helped us we had never done quarter scoring before. And OSG was looking at the score the first time you met. Where were we at going into the fourth quarter, OSG?
Fourth quarter, going in, Tempe 36, Scorchers 35.
What happened next?
Well, the grand total would have been 50-47.
So Scorchers came back.
Mm-hmm.
That was an unbelievable fourth quarter. Now, Matt,
That's pretty good.
You were here as a guest of Tuesday Night Pickleball. You weren't even yet the general manager.
I was not the GM, no.
What did you think of that first match?
I thought it was awesome. All the matchups were super close, and the men's to end with so much on the line was super exciting. So,
yeah.
And I think we're going to get that again this week. So we're actually mixing up the mixed matchups this time.
Okay, tell us more about that. Who's playing with who?
Yeah, so we're going to have Cimarron, team captain.
Yep.
With Craig Johnson going first.
Okay.
And I talked to Brad, GM of the Scottsdale Scorchers. He actually didn't want my first one that I proposed. So
oh, really?
Yeah, he countered with the Pesa and Haley to start.
Yeah.
So It's the same matchup as last time, but a different order. Like
Different
they
order,
were
okay.
quarter 2,
Yeah.
and so Dana and Kyle go in quarter 2 instead of quarter 1 this time.
Why did you make those changes?
So Brad wanted the lefties to play together. So I don't know if they're going to like that, though, because I feel like Cimarron will probably be in front of Haley for the most part.
Probably.
So I don't know. I like that for us, personally.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got Pesa lefty, Haley righty, Cimarron lefty, and Craig righty.
Yeah.
So basically, going down the middle in quarter 1 is dangerous.
It's going to be hard to lob. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if I'm sure Craig has quite the leap, but there's some pictures on Instagram of Pesa jumping in the air, and I'm like,
Yeah, he's got big calves. Have you guys seen those things?
that's what.
Can we measure those? I mean, are those legal?
We did not measure those in the tryouts, so to speak, but that is something we are adding.
I know he plays rugby.
Season
but
2.
And he does a
come on.
little scissors kick at the top of
Yeah,
the jump,
that's for
too.
show, though. That's
a little
just
bit for the show.
So I'm not buying that thing.
So when you were kind of had the month off, you guys decided to make some changes, and it kind of reminded me when the commissioner and everybody, when we were down to the final, I think it was 2 general manager spots, and we interviewed you guys and brought you in. And you obviously, we went with you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you convince your team then of this change, or did they do it, or did they bring it up, or is this your past experience as GM?
Yeah. So I work a lot with me and Cimarron. We're in close contact on these matchups. So I like to run things past her. You know, she's kind of like my right-hand man for stuff like this. So we work together on that. So we run a democracy in Tempe.
Okay, so it's not a benevolent dictatorship.
Yeah,
it's a democracy.
Yeah, I'm leaning it, but you know, I gather input from them.
That's smart. I mean, that's consensus building.
Yeah.
Is there any? I think you were mentioning before we went on the air that
Yeah.
Cimarron sent you a text message that you thought maybe.
Yeah, she did. It was pretty good. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, we'd love to. Hey,
Okay.
Cimarron, if you're out there watching,
She may
Hi.
not be because she didn't even know we had a podcast today. She was, "Is it today?" And I said, "You should know this."
you should know this by now.
Okay, so number 1, this is a message I actually had to scroll too. So like I had to scroll a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You can see.
Oh, hold on. How much time do we have left?
Yeah, it's just about 28 minutes.
All right.
We can probably get through half of this.
You're going to expect a different outcome because we're playing to win. This time.
Okay.
We're not just putting on a show. So, I mean, a little bit of both last time, but you know, they're not holding back apparently.
No, all right.
Dana absolutely killed it in Red Rock this last weekend. I
Way
have
to
to
go,
edit this.
Dana Rogus. Yeah, she got gold medal with
Gold and 5-0 mixed.
yeah,
Silver
playing
in
with
women's.
Patrick Cote.
Patrick Cote. Silver in women's 5-0.
Who was she playing with?
I'm not sure who her partner was.
Okay.
I didn't recognize her. And then she went 2-2 in women's pro. So I know.
Wow.
And she took Gretchkina and Krista. I can't say the last name. Kyle knows her pretty well. But she took them to
I don't
3
know who
games.
Yana
They
played
won the
with.
first game.
Did they really?
They almost got past. That would have been 2 main draw wins. So, yeah, pretty good.
Good job, Dana. So she's coming hot
Coming
off
hot.
of Utah.
Dana is hot off making Utah her personal.
Oh, we can't say
I
that word.
can't-
This is
I
a
can't say it.
family-friendly show.
And
but
good thing
folks,
she,
you know what it is.
she drove there because additional weight from her medals would have put her over the 50-pound luggage limit.
That's some good smack talking
Yeah.
there, Cimarron.
Rumor has it Ben Johns doesn't want to face Craig Johnson in a backhand dink battle.
That's
I don't know
right.
if you guys saw that. It was pretty
Well, for context, that was during
Daytona.
PPA Daytona that Craig Johnson and Ben Johns went basically backhand to backhand to
Yeah.
backhand to backhand, like they were basically doing a backhand cross-court dink drill. Did you see
Was
that?
that the 96 shot rally? Or was
More.
that here?
good. I think it was 106.
I thought it was 109.
109, okay.
The fish was this big. No, wait, it was this
This
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of dinks.
All right, back
But
to
they won that
Cimarron's
point. Yeah,
message.
okay.
That's number.
That was
that's
number
true.
3.
So even Ben Johns won't go
He doesn't
toe to
want to
toe
do
with
it.
Craig.
Nope.
Is Caden going to have to play backhand? Yeah, he probably will play
Yeah.
the left side.
So a little more smack
ready,
talk.
Caden.
There's absolutely
Yeah.
no chance Caden plays out of his mind like he did last time. So,
calling out Caden specifically. Okay.
prediction over-under on total earnings is 10.
Oh,
That's a lot. But there were a lot last time.
there was probably
And Caden had a few, so
5 or 6.
Yes.
yeah. But
Did we have challenges? Did we have
No.
We didn't have the chicken.
Chickens at that time?
No, the chickens were still in the
I take it back. We might have had challenges.
I think we did have challenges, yeah.
Throwing the chicken, that was after week 1 of the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. Expect some good things from the NATOs. We have some serious gameplay and strategy they've been working on. They do really high-level stuff, though. I mean, even when I was practicing with them last time, this was like a month ago, we literally stopped our match to work on switching out of a stack. Like, literally spent 10 minutes doing it,
So
they're ready to play.
Who's leading the charge on that? Is that feels like a Kyle Kazuda kind of thing? Or is that the whole team that's like, let's practice this drill?
Yeah, because we were trying to work on a big serve and how do you get out of a stack when you kind of want to call it off, but maybe you shouldn't.
Right.
So I think it was Kyle that said, let's run a few of these. And then that was like 10 or 15 minutes that we did.
How often have the NATOs been practicing together in these during spring break?
So we're on different sides of the valley. Sim and Dana are out on the west side, and Kyle and Craig are kind of out on the east side.
Yeah.
I think like an hour apart. So
that's
I know
tough.
they've been practicing separately together, though.
Yes.
So Craig and Kyle, I think they do drills like twice a week, and then Cimarron and Dana, kind of the same.
What is your prediction? The over or the under on 10 Ernie's? 10 is high.
That seems
You
like
gotta
a
go-
lot.
you
I
gotta
think
go
I would
under.
take the under.
Yeah.
I think she might have been feeling it a little bit.
Good for her, Cimarron.
Now, it was 50 to 47.
Yeah.
Scorchers.
Do you think the plan is, you think it's going to be more than that? Or do you guys, strategy-wise, maybe up to the kitchen, draw out the points a little longer? Or
Yeah, it seems like that's where everyone's at. If it's not a wider margin, the winning team has about 50. So I know we had 72 in our last win. No big deal. But
No big deal.
but this one, I feel like it's going to be pretty close. But I think we'll come out ahead. I'm going to say a 10-point win for us, probably around there.
Okay, so let's talk about the standings right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tempe Tornadoes currently in second place behind the Peoria Pythons. Peoria Pythons, they are 2-0. Tempe Tornadoes 1-0, have only had the chance to play one game. Your point differential is fairly similar. So you have a plus 26 point differential. Peoria Pythons has a plus 31 point differential. How are you feeling about this weekend, or I'm sorry, this upcoming week, tomorrow, Tuesday night pickleball, getting to 2-0 and getting 5 more points? If you win by 5, if you win
We're
by
ahead.
6 points,
Yeah.
you're at the top of the standings.
Yeah, we'll do it. So,
He's just calling it out here.
I mean, I'm not going to say otherwise, but
No,
no, we're going to do it. I was thinking, 10-point win, for sure 6.
for sure 6.
Yeah.
Matt
6 or
Staggers
10? Okay.
calling it on the Scorchers.
And I also have a friendly wager with the Peoria Pythons general manager, Amy Riccardi,
Yes.
on this match.
She's been a guest on the podcast before.
Yeah.
She was a great guest.
Yeah.
What's your friendly wager?
So we bet $20 last week
Okay.
on, I took Gilbert, she took Surprise.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to pay, of course. Might need to check up on that. So we doubled down.
I'll take a note.
I think she told me she might be doing double or nothing until I lose, but
That's actually a classic
it's a good
strategy.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, well, because you just never lose.
You really never lose. If I run the table all year, though.
She would go into the second season. She would force us
rolls
to have
it.
a second season.
Yeah.
Season 2 will continue
She
to
said
double
she
up.
got some credit here or something that she can gamble on.
We'll
I don't
find
know.
out about that.
All right.
What? How do you feel like the season is going so far? You've been to all 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Your team has only played 1 week.
Yep.
You have observed the other 2 weeks. Give us your take on? Oh, and for context,
Yeah.
I think you came to all of the 6 previous Tuesday night pickleball
I
events
missed
that
one.
we had. You
I
did
had to
miss one.
I'm a pretty. I
He's
was
a
season
regular
ticket holder.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So how do you feel Arizona Pickleball League Tuesday night pickleball compares to Tuesday night pickleball with the PPA All Star events?
So I like the scoring format better.
The
And I
quarter
feel-
scoring
yeah.
format that we're using, you like
Yeah.
that better?
And I feel like with the players having a little more to prove, it kind of ups the intensity a little bit in my mind. Before it was great having, the PPA. Can we say PPA?
We can say PPA,
Okay, all right.
yes.
It was nice having those guys here. But it was just like they were coming,
It was an exhibition. And there's a difference between we really told the pros, and we had, clearly, well, maybe not clearly, but all of the Tuesday night pickleball events that we did in 2022, there was money on the line for the winning team. And we wanted there to be money on the line because we didn't want it to be what they call a hit and giggle. We wanted there to be good competition.
Right.
But I think having it in this league format where it's 10 weeks of the regular season, 4 teams will move on to the playoffs and one of them won't. OSG, what are you going to... Have you prepared a speech for the team that doesn't make it into the playoffs?
I've been working on it. And that's going to be tough. I think that's to your point of every week, even trailing, you got to get as many points as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So even last week, it was kind of a... towards the end, it only ended up being an 8-point differential.
Yeah.
And so that's huge for
Gilbert
to get back into it potentially.
Oh, right. For the surprise stingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clawing for every point matters.
Yep.
But I'm not sure how I'm going to let them know that they are not in the playoffs.
Maybe a fax.
May I suggest a Dr. Seuss book?
Or Goodnight Moon.
Oh, that's a good one.
That could be good for
That's
them.
a good one.
All right, maybe.
It's one of my
I'm still reading
favorites.
bedtime stories because my kids are... I have a 4-year-old. So that's a good one.
Goodnight
You also
Moon's
have a
good
new
one.
puppy.
I do. Got a new dog on Friday.
The third puppy now.
I got a third dog.
What's the name of the new dog?
Captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
So the baby is the captain.
Yeah.
And this dog is a...
Poodle. He'll be a small standard poodle, so the bigger one.
You're
The manly one.
The manly poodle.
Yeah, the manly poodle.
There's no such thing, I don't think.
Full size. So
Yeah, he's
the
a
big
full
tall
size.
one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he'll be a smaller version of a standard, but he'll hit that. He's got pretty long legs.
What do you think? I want to go back to a question that we started to get into, the Tuesday night pickleball experience.
Yep.
From a fan's perspective. Because you love pickleball. You and I
love
met
it. Yep.
maybe almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've been playing pickleball together. We've been talking pickleball. You were one of the first people that we talked about the Orchard and Tuesday night pickleball.
Yeah.
And then you and your wife, we had dinner with my wife, and it was like, we're thinking of this thing called the Arizona Pickleball League. What do you think from the fans' perspective is, dare I say, special about the Orchard and Tuesday night pickleball?
So it reminds me a lot of like back in the day going to like a Suns game with my dad. Lights go out. You come here. There's a lot of camaraderie too with the pickleball community. You see people that you play with, some people you don't play with, but you kind of know them. So I love that part of it. I don't really like missing any of them, especially right now, because I can come and watch all of them, which is great. And then, you being the DJ, you do a pretty good job. So, but I think it's just like the best date night. It's just super fun. It like kind of brings the community together. You can't really beat the atmosphere. The food's great. I mean, I don't know why people aren't coming down, like knocking at the door, honestly, because it's the best value to come watch this great pickleball and get a whole experience. Because I don't know if you guys have gone out to eat recently. It's kind of expensive. If you don't go with Patrick, who normally picks up the tab, it's pretty expensive.
And to circle back, they are knocking at the door, but we don't have any room.
Right.
So
No.
we are sold out.
Yeah.
We are. I think Ashley told me that we have maybe 26 tickets still available for tomorrow night. She and I have joked about it where this is the Lord's Prayer. We have to pray every day for our daily bread. There is no promise. As you know, nothing's ever promised tomorrow today. So we definitely appreciate those of you listening in on the podcast and thinking about coming out for tomorrow. Let's go back to the match.
Yep.
Matt, okay, why is this match so important for the Tornadoes?
So I think we pretty much clinch a playoff spot if we win,
Okay.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
We lost last time, so we kind of want to show everyone.
The first time you ever played the Scorchers?
Yes.
In the preseason?
Yes, sorry,
So
on
this
January
is
31st.
the rematch.
It's the rematch. That was preseason, though.
And that was 10 weeks ago.
NFL preseason. No one.
No one cares.
Yeah, we're trying to get injured, so
Yeah.
that's what we were doing.
That's right. That's right.
So, and honestly, our players have gotten a lot more seasoned. I know it sounds crazy, but 10 weeks, like Dana is just going off on every tournament. She's won 3 5-0 mixed tournaments since that match.
That's amazing.
And then Kyle, he's playing pro mixed all the time. Craig, he's traveling every tournament. Cimarron's playing all the time. So I think that we've taken a little bit of a step up. Dana's kind of solidified herself as like the best female in the league, I would say. So I think she's kind of ready to show everyone, yeah, I'm still top dog.
What do you think the Scottsdale Scorchers are saying to jazz themselves up for this match? Because they're 0-1.
Yeah. It's kind of a must-win for them, too. So
this really is a must-win for the Scorchers.
And they have a player on a hot streak as well.
True.
So have you guys talked about what to do with Pesa?
Yeah, I mean, we have. And Pesa's a great player. And I think we have enough ammo for him, though. So, but he is a great player, definitely on a great hot streak. And I love seeing all the Arizona pickleball players do well. I feel like I root for all of them. But
yeah,
Pesa with the win at the APP and then MLP Challenger now. That's awesome. So I know all these players are trying to get there. So they kind of want to beat him and be like, I can beat you. Show him what's up. But yeah, I mean, Pesa's a great player though. But we got the medicine for him.
We've got the medicine.
They won't hear this though, right? No.
Oh,
I'm
no.
kidding. No, I don't care.
Danny Jensen has talked a lot about the Arizona pickleball family and the Arizona pickleball community, where what makes our matches a little bit different from maybe an MLP or APP or PPA events is everybody in the community here that is on any of the teams tends to play with each other and practice with each other throughout the week. So, like for instance, Kyle Kazuda and Michael Lloyd, I know they played a lot of pro tournaments together. Yep. And when we were assembling the teams and we asked Michael Lloyd to be a part of it, I go, well, hey, we're going to put you on a different team than Kyle. I know that's your buddy that you're used to playing with. And he was like, oh, I definitely want to play against Kyle.
Yeah, they like that.
They like that. There's so much. It's fun because there's so much competition and camaraderie happening on the court. And I think it's a really special thing. To my eyes, I feel like there's a lot of chippiness happening in MLP and PPA.
Yeah.
And I can speculate as to the reasons for that, but I think that at least myself as a fan, part of why we wrote the Arizona Pickleball League Rules of the Road. Rule number 1, compete with dignity. Rule number 2, put on a good show. Rule number 3, see rule number 1.
Right.
Part of the reason that we wrote that is because my wife Ashley and I did that, the creators of the league. We like that's what we like to see out of sports. Competing with dignity, good line calls, right? And competing hard, but good line calls. And then 2, recognizing that unless there's butts in the seats, it doesn't really matter how hard you can hit it. If you can't put on a good show, you're not going to fill up a stadium.
Yeah. And I get a lot of messages from people on, how do I get in, yada, yada, yada. And, some people just want to come down and play, but if they want to come down and get paid like they are, we got to fill some seats.
Yeah.
And I think we're putting out a great product for people to come down and get excited about.
So you've had players reach out to you and ask you about being on your team.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. What do you typically tell them?
Well, it's hard because some of them, they're all really good players, but I usually tell them just to go apply, and then we'll review OSG will review your application, get back to you, and we do have a reserve list right now, and if we want season 2 to happen, I always tell them come out and support it because that helps too. Buy a ticket, come on down. But everyone that's reached out to me could play in the league, and they would probably be considered. So I'd just say put an application in, see what happens.
We've talked a lot about how, there's 10 guys and 10 girls in the Arizona Pickleball League. That is an
very exclusive
list. And there's in free agency about how many people right now, OSG? People that have gone to arizonapbl.com and filled out an application to apply.
I bet there's in the 20s right now, probably, of how many men and women have applied. But back to your point about playing in here and how much different it is than playing at Pecos or Horizon or Cholla Park. And all of a sudden, and we talk about it all the time, the lights are on, the introduction, the music, the fans, and it's a packed house, of how much different it is for these players in the experience, and probably something they have never felt before playing pickleball.
It's a experience unlike any other. Speaking of those various local parks, Staggers, where have you been playing these days?
So I play a lot at Pickleball Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because I have like a little night membership deal there. So
Nice.
once the kids are in bed, we'll go up, play there.
Nice.
Play here a little bit every once in a while.
Yep.
Here tonight.
Sweet.
So
Are the Tornadoes practicing tonight?
they are.
Okay, all
So
right.
I gotta force them showing up after though. So I gotta kick them out.
So you're going to be here for a while this afternoon.
I'll be here. Yeah, I brought my. I'm working here after this. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here for the.
Free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I heard. But yeah, I've been playing there. There's a good group of guys I met actually when I first started playing at Arrowhead Park, and they have a great little potluck thing on Friday. Try to get to that. And then my wife's been playing a lot more. So shout out
Okay,
to Lorena
let's
Staggers.
go.
Yeah. So she's been playing a lot more, doing a lot of drills. We went and played at Tempe last night. So yeah.
Nice.
So I've been trying to tell her, like, sometimes if you don't know what you get when you show up to a park, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. But
Yeah.
she went 7-1 last night. So shout out to
All
Lorena.
right.
I did play most of the
Did
games
she
with her.
apply
But
for the league? I didn't see her name come in yet. I'll look
I
and
told her
see.
to hold
Maybe
off
it's-
for a
Hold
few
off
other
for a
seasons,
season?
But yeah,
Okay.
she's looking pretty good out there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, you probably play with more different groups of people than anybody that I know. What are you hearing at the various courts in your various groups about the Arizona Pickleball League from people that are like, hey, I know I'm not good enough to play in that thing.
Yeah.
But are you hearing much chatter about the Arizona Pickleball League out
Yeah.
there?
People always mention it to me because they donation, that kind of stuff.
They see the hat.
I'll usually wear the hat out now. Sometimes I'll wear my jersey if I'm really feeling it, just so they know.
Let's go.
I played with Will Schaefer, pickleball gymnast. He had some of the APP next geners in town, which they all could be my kids.
Yeah.
So I had to wear my Tornado jersey just to show them. But they were all interested in it. I let them know, like, it is a paid deal for you guys, so it's worthwhile to consider. Some of them, I think some of them might even move here at some point if they're living close by. If they're living in Texas or California, why not just come here and get things going off and make some extra money?
It's certainly a possibility.
There's a lot of people you could teach here in their off time, so I think it makes a lot of sense for a lot of them. But I'm hearing a lot about it. And then someone else reached out and said, I can tell how successful it is just because it's packed house every week. How do I get in for season 2? So I thought that was cool to hear from someone that he hasn't been here. I'm not going to say his name, but
Sure don't want to call him out?
no.
Okay. Rhymes with. Don't have to.
Action Jackson, maybe.
Action Jackson.
Maybe he could get here for a match.
Okay. To
I'll bring him as maybe I'll bring him as a +1.
yeah, there you go.
I can do that for him.
There you go. He can hold the chicken for you.
Yeah.
What is the most important part about deciding on when to throw the chicken?
It's a great question. The players kind of let you know if it's
Yeah.
worth it. I do feel like it can interrupt the flow of a game a little bit, so you don't want to be doing it too often. Like that one match where we had how many did we have? 10?
I think there were
You
8.
got your steps in that night.
Speaking of throwing the chicken, let me just remind you of something because we had an incident last Tuesday night. There was a chicken toss.
Yeah.
And maybe like 3/4 of the chicken made it to the light blue paint. I went ahead and went out, honored the chicken throw, but make sure you get distance on that and at least gets to the middle of the court because then we know it's for sure. I didn't know if it dropped out of his pocket. And so I was kind of stepping and wondering, and then all of a sudden he threw his hands up, so I rushed out, and I'm assuming that's what he wanted was a chicken toss. So put some distance on it
Okay.
so everyone knows we're going to challenge.
That's good to know.
So maybe a public service announcement for all the general managers out there. When a chicken is to be thrown in order to signal that a challenge on a call has been made, OSG, where would you like the chicken to be thrown?
I'd kind of like it to be past the mid-court, but not too close to the fans. I don't want anybody to get hurt or damage any of the signs that we have here. So kind of on the far edge line would be a good target to shoot for. And get some height on it. Because if you throw it too low,
height?
Brenda may not see it. She may call the score, and they serve, and And then it's too late.
Yep.
These chickens do make a little noise. Do you want the noise or not the noise?
They just release the chicken on the court. I'll take care of the noise.
Okay.
To let everyone know, along with the whistle, that we have a stoppage in play, a challenge is in process.
That makes sense. Staggers, any final words for your team? Words of encouragement you want to hand out there?
I think we're ready. We want to come out and show everyone. We want to be at the number 1 spot. So we don't like being in that 2 slot right now. So, and we want some momentum going into our next match, which is in 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we'll come out swinging.
And that match will be against
I think the Gladiators.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, April 25th, Gilbert Gladiators facing the Tempe Tornadoes. And then the week after,
Yep.
Tuesday, May 2nd,
showdown.
Peoria Pythons versus the Tempe Tornadoes.
That could be a big
the
match.
battle for first right there.
It really could be.
Do the Pythons play before? They do not play before then.
No.
Yeah, they're off for a while right
So
now.
going into that, you could either be 1-2, 2-1,
Yeah.
or 3-0.
Those are the options.
Those are the options.
Yep.
But Pythons will be 2-0 when they enter that game.
Yeah. That'll be fun. It's been really fun.
Well, I'm happy. Derek?
Yeah.
Who's Derek?
Who's
Oh.
Is he the documentary guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, documentary guy. Ready to
Send it away.
send us off?
Pickleballers. This weekend, I happened to be watching the Masters golf tournament. And on Sunday, I noticed you had one of the older players, 52 years old, put on a show that was just incredible, shooting one of the lowest rounds ever for that age. And it got me thinking, how can I help you guys prolong your careers and get you as agile and flexible as some of these high-level athletes? And they show up and they do their warm-ups and kind of behind the scenes, what you don't notice are some key stretches that they do. And they start up kind of in the head area with a muscle called the masseter. Now, the masseter is, believe it or not, the strongest muscle in your body. Just kind of right below your eyeball. You can kind of go up and down a little bit and then clockwise with your mouth to loosen that up, but don't go counterclockwise. Work your way down a little bit lower, get your traps. That's kind of right behind your neck, and then your delts. That's your shoulder muscles. That kind of helps you with your overheads. You see a lot of people do that. Your blocks, maybe even your drops a little bit. And then as you move down a little bit longer towards your hip, and then there's a muscle that starts there, goes all the way across your quads to your knee. It is the longest muscle in your body, called the sartorius muscle. It's 600 millimeters long. So that one, left and right, up and down, wall squats, all kinds of different things. Get that loosened up. That's a big time important muscle. Go down a little bit further and get those little piggies down there. There's a flexor digitorum brevis. That gets all second piggy all the way to little piggy. But don't forget the flexor halatius. That one controls your big toe. So all of these, you see these athletes stretching these all the time before and especially after matches. So the next time you play, I just want you to remember 4 things. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Until the next episode.